So, you've probably been hearing a lot of buzz about this global movement called Victory with Ash, and maybe you've got some questions. Well, you come to the right place. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what it is, from the core idea behind it all to the practical steps you need to know if you're looking to get involved. Let's dive in. Here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get into the big why, the vision. Then, we'll walk through the actual path they've laid out. After that, we'll look at a huge choice that everyone faces. Then we'll unpack that unique invitation process, and finally, we'll talk about what it means to actually earn that invitation. All right, first things first, let's get right to the heart of it. Before we even touch on the how-tos or the opportunities, you've got to understand the fundamental idea that's driving this entire thing. And it all kicks off with this simple but powerful idea. The entire framework of Victory with Ash is built on this belief that real, lasting change doesn't just happen to you. Nope, it's a choice. A conscious decision you make to grab the wheel of your own future. So what is it exactly? Well, at its core, it's a global movement founded by Mr. Ash Mufareh. And here's the absolute kicker. The mission is to tear down the financial barriers to success. It offers high-level, world-class training that's completely free, all designed to get people ready to win on a massive scale. Okay, so we've got the philosophy down, but how does it actually work in practice? This isn't just a one-off seminar. The journey is a very structured three-part process, and it's all designed for a total transformation. The path begins with what's called the decision to rise. That's step one. From there, you move into the mindset reset, which is all about digging in and reprogramming those limiting beliefs we all have. And finally, everything culminates in the focus to multiply, where you take that new mindset and learn to apply it with laser-like purpose. Think of this as the playbook for a new you. This quote right here, it perfectly captures the spirit of that final phase, the focus to multiply. The idea is that this whole thing isn't just about your own personal win. The real goal is to create a ripple effect where your success helps lift everyone else up, feeding into a huge global movement. Okay, so you go through the 60 to 90 days of training. What happens next? This is where things get really, really interesting, because every single person who graduates arrives at a crossroads, a critical decision that's going to define their next chapter. You basically have two paths you can take. On one side, you can take everything you've learned and go it alone. Start from scratch, face all the financial risks, the legal headaches, the market struggles. Or you can choose to join Mr. Mufareh's global company, which already has a proven system in place. From their perspective, it's pretty clear which one they see as the no-brainer choice. All right, let's switch gears and get into the nuts and bolts. I know there's been a lot of confusion about how you actually sign up, so this part is all about clarifying the exact process based on the very latest updates. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The landing page is up, but there's been no big public announcement. So how on earth does a person actually get access? Okay, here's the deal. The number one thing to know is that entry is strictly by invitation only. You can't just find a website and register yourself. It's all being rolled out in controlled phases or waves, with each wave lasting about 72 hours. And yes, you'll have to do a live identity verification. But the core message they keep stressing is that even though it's a controlled process, the ultimate goal is that no one gets left behind. And that brings us to our final and maybe the most crucial section of all. If it's invitation only, well, how do you get an invitation? This is all about making a mental shift from just waiting around to proactively earning it. This quote pretty much sums up the entire philosophy here. The program isn't trying to get massive numbers right out of the gate. Instead, it's focused on building a community with the right kind of people. The invitation is framed as something you earn, something given to those who show they have integrity, a growth mindset, and are truly ready to commit. So how do you actually show them you're ready? Well, in this day and age, your social media profile, and they specifically mention Facebook, is basically your new business card. When a leader considers inviting someone, the word is that they look at your profile. It's their first and maybe only real glimpse into who you are and what you stand for. This table really lays it out clearly. The advice is simple. Keep your profile public and professional. Share stuff that reflects a positive, growth-oriented mindset. Things to avoid: lock down profiles, being inactive, or posting content that just doesn't line up with the community's values. The takeaway is pretty obvious. Your online persona needs to be in sync with the person you want to be in this movement. So to wrap this all up with a bow, this table recaps the whole shebang.
You've got free education and mentorship, a deep mindset reset, real practical skill development, the chance to make a global impact, and finally, a tangible business opportunity. These are really the 5 pillars the entire system rests on.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. The whole program is positioned as more than just training. It's a new way of thinking about success, built on discipline and unity. It's designed to sharpen your mind and plug you into a global ecosystem. So, the final question it really asks is for you. Are you ready for that kind of journey?